to HadsChat, guys. Number 56 without Cam. How we doing?
56. That's big.
Number
It's really big.
56.
Hello.
Hello. We
How's
were
everybody been?
good. We were just discussing the national golf tournament, not the Masters, a much more prestigious one. The
Beer Open.
the Beer Open.
The Beer Open.
It's the daggum beer open.
It's about to be that time. I know we've talked about it before on the podcast, but just to catch everybody up, it's a yearly prestigious event that's hosted by people in our hometown, and pretty much how it goes is it's a normal golf scramble tournament, but every beer you drink is -1 stroke. And in golf, if you've never golfed before, you want the lowest stroke, or the lowest score possible. So, yeah. Are you guys excited? This is gonna be Gaden's first year competing in it, but he doesn't drink. So, do you feel like
Yeah,
do you feel like that's gonna be an advantage, Gaden, or a disadvantage for you?
honestly don't know. It depends on if the teams can finish, right? Like if
we're finishing. The team
right,
drinkers is finishing.
It also depends on how well Anthony's pretty much useless except for just drinking. So there's that. Avery has to pull something together, and so does Cameron as well. So I need to also play well. It depends on if I play amazing.
So I'll fill you in. So in the first annual Beer Open, at least for us, I can't speak for the other team, but our strategy going in was load up on as many beers as we possibly could on the first hole. That way, after we finish the first hole, we're still playing it sober, but we all have 3 beers in our system by the end. So 4 people drink 3 beers. I mean, you're talking
Every
about
hole.
yeah, but especially on the first one, right? You're talking about 12 beers. Plus, we played that sober because the beer hasn't hit us yet, right? So we get par or better first hole. Plus, we're 12 under. So we're going into hole number 2, 12 under. You know what I mean? So and the beer still doesn't hit us until maybe hole 3, but we're still drinking throughout that. So you're looking at us being 15, 16 under through 2, just because of the beer alone.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
You better play the greatest golf of your life or hope that they do something like that.
Yeah, I think it depends. Well, also nobody's hosting us. We just have some course is going to be very unfortunate that we choose them.
Yeah. Well, we've already chosen the course. We just won't publicly state the course.
Yeah. But it depends on I think we could have a strategy.
Oh, everyone has strategies.
I think a good strategy.
Yeah, we have a
strategy. In my opinion, I don't even know any of the strategies, so I'd have to talk to them about it. But I think a good strategy would be reasonable drinking, but also trying to keep as many people sober as possible, obviously. But I don't know if you really need to go.
Anthony,
I don't know if we should give him tips on this, low key.
I think this would be my opinion. Choosing 1 or 2 people to really go after the alcohol, and then leave the other 1 or 2 people to really shoot at the holes. Because I mean, we need to at least continue to make par, and we have I already know the 2 people that would need to just
your win con
drink
consistently. Is you playing good golf, I feel because
Because Cam's getting drunk, clearly. He's made that quite clear that he's gonna do that. Anthony, same thing. Avery, I've never golfed with Avery, but I hear he's decent, or he's rack level. So you have somebody to help you.
The magic of a 4-man scramble, at least from all the scrambles I've played, is that putting, you don't even really need to be good at putting. As long as you have one person that's good at putting and can tell you where to swing the club, even people like Anthony and me could make a good putt. Everyone has played putt. I know it's way different. You know what I'm saying? But if you have someone in your ear telling you how fast to swing the club and where to aim it, then someone on your team is going to hit a good putt, even if they're blacked out.
Yeah, and the key to that is
not the putting. It's all going to be everything else. Can we stay into play?
That's what I'm saying. You just need to get them on the green, and then you can just tell them how to putt. That's the
hardest part.
Well, the key to that though too is having a teammate that also can hear what you're saying and do it. And I think with Anthony, at least, you're wishy-washy. Maybe not.
He's
He might
our
just start
other
yapping
friend.
about some other idea he has about how you guys can win the day when it's like hole number 6 and you're down like 20 strokes.
That's why ideally, like,
He said he's gonna make
I
you
would want
shirts.
Cameron to be. I would want ideally. I think this would be. I'm just gonna give away plans, but whatever. I don't really care. I'm just speaking out
Ooh.
loud. Lord knows if it's like. I don't think any of my plans. I don't think any of my plans are coming to fruition. I don't. I think that's been determined. I think other people have made their decisions, but I would think Cameron needs to stay with me in sobriety. Like he can drink some, but don't go off the deep end. And then Anthony can't even hit the ball off the tee. So Anthony is
It's gonna
going
be the
full.
same. I feel like
He's
Anthony's
gonna
the
have
same the whole way.
24 beers down in him. That's
Yeah,
fine.
Anthony, sober or drunk, I think it's going to be the same golfer. I think the biggest
Yep.
struggle for y'all is going to be keeping pace. Because I think Anthony's going to slow you guys down.
You might just want to keep him in the cart.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I mean,
like you probably don't want him walking around trying to like find shit because it might slow you down.
no, 100%. If we can keep him in the cart, not even let him hit shots, probably, except for putt. We'll just
Yeah.
let him putt and drink, and then,
You guys
like I
might have to
said,
actually go
me and Cameron
first.
need to do good, and I think Avery does a good amount of drinking. So because Avery does a good amount of drinking, hopefully his level is a little bit higher. So
Well, the way we'll do it is it'll definitely be team golfers in the back, like we did last time, Hoss, I would imagine. And it'll be either us or them going first. So it just comes down to that. I'll say this, since you haven't ever attended such a prestigious event, Gaden, and
Very
yeah,
prestigious event.
the beer open.
The second anniversary.
Yeah, this is the second year it has ever been played. But for me, and I think Hoss could attest to this, that as you continue playing, and obviously we didn't finish, but once we're like hole 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like I feel like we started playing better the more tipsy we got. Because we stopped caring about the golf and cared more about, all
The
right, so
score.
we hit a shot here, like left side of the fairway. We have a tough shot coming up. Everyone
We need
needs
to
to
start
drink two.
drinking.
Yeah, everyone needs to drink 2 beers each right now to make sure that whatever we do here is okay. And then it turns out we do that, right? And then we'd all swing away so free, like it didn't matter, that one of us
One
would
of
end up
us
hitting a
hit
good shot.
a good shot.
And then like it just kept going. So like I shit you not, we were drinking enough beer to be like way below par, right? But we were shooting like par, bogey. We even birdied a couple holes while having like large amounts of
I
beer in
mean,
our
it is the
system.
power of 4 swings per the best ball.
Yeah. Yeah,
Even if it's
plus a little bit
4
of
Yeah.
really
courage.
shitty. Yeah.
Because we had liquid courage in us. Like it did not matter. Like our goal going in, at least for the first one, was drink enough beers to be so far under par. It doesn't matter how bad we play or good.
who's your team?
It's me, Hoss, Rack, and Gray. And
The
so you
thing
had.
the thing about your team is that everybody on your team can make contact.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like you
Where
have
we don't
me,
have.
probably the best out of the 4, but Gray any given day can be one of the best golfers in our friend group sometimes. Rack, he's a formidable force, and Haas is getting better by the each round he plays. So like our team's solid, and we all aren't afraid to put beers down if needed. Like we had such a good chemistry. Like it was like if one guy on the team said, "Hey, bro, we need you to drink like 2 more beers," like it just happened.
It's about the energy for us, to be honest. It's more about the
Yeah,
energy.
yeah. We fed off the energy of each other, for sure.
Yeah, I think the
Makes
problem
me
is going to
light up
be
thinking about it.
trying to keep everybody riled in. I think I have like maybe the rowdiest one for sure. I know I have the
Oh
rowdiest
yeah,
one, and if
for sure.
Cameron gets gone, then I have like 2 of the
Or
worst
Papa
people to ever
Gaydon.
try to contain. It's like the 2 worst people, maybe. I don't know anything about Avery, but Avery could be.
No, like I said, I think Avery's gonna be like a really good teammate for y'all. Like genuinely.
I don't think Cameron's gonna go. I would hope Cameron. I don't know. We're gonna see, but
It's a toss up with him, dude.
it's
He's
all
either
it's
gonna
all
be
about how I
blackout or
play.
not.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think it's all about how I play, and if I play good, then we're good. But if I can't hit a certain like shot throughout the day, yeah, we might be done.
Yeah, I think for you, it's just going to be a mental game for you, like cat and mouse. Like, are you going to be able to control what you can control while also having to deal with the shenanigans of your other three partners?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like Hall said, it's the energy, and if not everyone's all on the same wavelength in terms of like just the vibes, then it could go downhill quick for y'all.
Oh, I'm gonna
But
have
hey,
anxiety the whole time.
that's what
Being around
happens
a whole
when
bunch of.
you're the amateur team. You know, you got to pick and fight your battles and
You gotta
figure it
figure it
out.
out.
You know, we've all competed in this prestigious tournament, and we know what it takes. So it's
It
really going
takes
to come down
heart.
to
It takes courage.
grit,
A
a
good
lot of
stomach
grit.
lining.
Yep. Preparation. I mean, I would say a big key to it is preparation. Mentally, can you prepare yourself for the ordeal you're about to put yourself into? You know? Are
Mm.
you are you someone that can put down 5 beers on one singular hole and continue to push on and play decent golf? Can you pick up your teammates and tell them one more beer?
One
You
more.
know? These are the
Yeah.
questions you have to ask yourself. And if you say yes to all those things, then the beer opens for you.
Bro, I just
Good
can't wait
thing
to
is
see
I don't even have
Gaten
to
driving
ask.
Anthony around.
Oh yeah, no, I think I'm with Avery. I think it's
Oh.
Cameron and Anthony, which
Yeah,
might
are
actually
you
be
gonna
the
wear those
worst
shirts?
possible.
So Anthony, who's the guy that's on Gaten's team, friend of the pod, little crazy little guy who doesn't golf. He just talks a lot and drinks a lot.
Yeah.
He was talking about
Yeah.
making shirts for your team. Would you wear them, Gaten, if he brought it?
Oh, he wants to make them. I
Yeah,
thought
he
he wanted
wants
to
to
just
make them.
buy
No, he
shirts.
wants to like make them.
As
Yeah, he
long as
wants
he
to put
pays
Spark
for it, I
Hoss
don't.
on it.
As long as he like brings me the shirt and I don't have to do anything, I'll wear it. That's fine. And it's not like something egregious. If it's something really bad, I'm not gonna wear it, obviously.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like if it's not something too bad, then I'll wear it. As long as, like I said, I don't have to pay for it and do anything with it.
Yeah, for
He can
sure.
he can bring he can bring an entire outfit and I'll wear it.
Hey, I mean, the Beer Open isn't a cheap event by any means. I mean, each golfer has to pay for a 12 pack at minimum for themselves, plus the round of golf, balls,
Hmm.
any medical expenses that may arise if a freak accident occurs. We saw that with the first Beer Open. So, I mean,
Hmm.
really anything's at play with this
Anything.
tournament. Yep.
It's pretty
So,
insane. Well, anyways,
I can't wait.
this.
Well, before we move on, I just want to say I can't wait for the day that the Beer Open gets nationally televised. That'll be the day.
It'd be amazing.
If only
Yeah.
we had camera guys to just film it
Right.
all.
That'd be amazing.
It'd be too much. It'd be too hard.
Well, Gaten, you said you wanted to talk about the pickleball thing when we were playing. If you want to do
Oh
that,
yeah, we should. We should. We should.
No, it was not a want, but I guess we will. So we
hey,
did play. We did get to hang out with friend of the podcast, Josh Hartzler.
Fan of the
Sam
podcast. Me and
Sam
Sam
and
got to be a
Jackson,
fan.
they got to meet him and play pickleball. We did play pickleball. How was your pickleball experience, Jackson? You never played pickleball before.
Never played before. It was really fun. It's way more accessible than I thought. I was still really ass, but it's fucking fun, dude. I understand why the old ladies be doing it out there. Like, I've literally never even seen it before. Like, I've heard whispers in the community of something
yeah,
that sounded
words
like
gotten
pickleball.
around.
Like, I've heard, yeah, little chitter chatterings of what a pickleball is, but like I've said, I never even watched a video or watched people play. I may have like drove by a court once, but I just thought it was a tennis court. You know what I'm saying? For like midgets or something. I don't know. Like, I thought it was a
Oh,
children's
that.
tennis court. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really didn't know. So going in there blind, I had a great time. I can't lie. And you guys are all pretty like helpful, so it was pretty nice. Seeing you guys suck off Sam was really fun too. I can't lie.
Well, for those who don't know, pickleball is pretty easy to get into. Like if you're non-athletic, there are some grannies and some grandpas out there playing at like 80 years old. So
Oh, for
if
sure.
if you don't feel like you could do it, you can do it. It is a lot of fun. Sam, how'd you feel your tennis skills transferred over?
Oh, they definitely did. I didn't know if they would because that was like the third time I'd ever played ever, and the first few times, like I felt like it would, but I never played long enough to really know. Like go out there and play like one game with like friends from LR, and then we'd dip. It was never like play for a long time.
Oh,
So it definitely translated clearly. I mean, I've never seen. I don't know what high level pickleball looks like, but if Josh was saying like he's pretty solid, then I think they translated.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's only been playing for like I think he's played maybe
5
6, 7 times
times.
by
Yeah.
that point. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say they translated pretty well. Sam also we played King of the Court. He won every single game, I think. I don't think we got him off the court
Yeah, I
until
didn't
he was
lose.
willfully walking off.
Yeah, I just let y'all take it.
And then we played a 2-on-1. Me and Josh versus him. We lost.
Twice.
Twice.
I
Lost
mean,
twice. To a game
I'm
of 11.
excited to go again because it's such a nice. It's like one of the first hobbies we've had in a long time since like we were in high school playing basketball, where like it doesn't cost fucking money to go do. So it's kind of
That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. That's the
I-
biggest thing. Is like once you pay for the ball, once you pay for like a paddle,
because like
you don't
usually
have to
like
do anything
when we're
else.
hanging out nowadays, I mean, this sound lame, but like if we're golfing, $40. We go out for
Yep.
dinner. I mean, that's like $15. You get beer. That's like another $30 if you're drinking.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
movies, 25,
Movies,
30.
$25. Everything.
Yeah. Play
Going
a
out to
video
movies.
game. No one has it. You got to buy it.
I mean, going out to the bar, unless you may get $4 beers, but you drink 3.
Yeah.
That's still $12. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
plus tip. So pickleball is just like I know Gaten has bought the paddles, but that's one time, and I didn't have to pay anything. So it's definitely like one of the best hobbies you can do without spending that much money. Because like I
Oh,
imagine
easily.
And it's like you don't really have to do a lot of prep to go and do it. You just grab your paddles and you walk out there, And it's not super strenuous on the body either. I loved it. I would love to play that like all summer.
Same. It's
Well, and like it's also super accessible in the fact that it's not like the skill gap isn't hard enough and it's not physically demanding enough to where you can't play with literally anybody. Like you can never play any type of paddle or racket sport, anything with swinging in general, and then you can go and play and you'll figure it out within like a reasonable amount of time, like 5. If you have to go even 5 times, you'll figure it out. And there's like so many courts, like especially in Hickory at least.
Yeah.
I think there's like
It's
6
empty.
different courts within a 6-minute radius of my house.
There's
And
courts
even one
in
of the
Lenore
courts
too.
have like bright lights, so I can play anytime I want. And yeah, in Lenore, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because that was the other time I went because I'd played with Maggie and them once over the summer, and those are nice, and they have lights as well. So seems like everywhere in this area there's a bunch of courts.
Yeah, it's about time we found a like something we can do that does not cost money. That's like the hardest. I agree. It's the hardest thing ever. Like trying to not spend money on to do something. It's like either I'm gonna sit at the house and do nothing, or I'm at least gonna spend like $7.
Yeah.
Or you can go hang out and not get food, but then you're gonna buy food
pretty
because
niche
because
community too. It's a pretty niche hobby, to be honest. I've like really never heard of anyone ever going to do it, to be honest, like ever.
Yeah,
no one I know. Do you guys think like the more like the older we get, the more like niche hobbies we're gonna find?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You think in 2 years we're gonna be like frog gigging? Pickleball?
I mean, I don't know about that because that's like a geographical thing.
Is there any
like
super niche hobbies you guys would like to be like the best at, like really good at?
Pickleball.
Pickleball?
Yeah, pickleball
would be
really
nice. Yeah.
I already feel like I'm on my way to
I
accomplishing that.
I want to be one of those guys that can like do a bunch of bird calls or some shit like that. Like how cool would that be? You're walking with the bros, and then you see like a white-tailed pussyfoot or whatever their names are, and you like do the perfect call, and it like comes down to you. You know what I'm saying? That'd be sick. That'd be a cool like niche hobby I would like to get into. What about you, Gaten? Do you have any super niche?
I wish I was good at basketball. That's not like a niche hobby, but like I wish I was good at basketball. That's like the one thing that like is so sad because basketball is another sport where you can just go play. Like you can just get up and go play wherever, whenever. You will always find people wherever you are.
I agree.
Yes, it's so sad that I don't know how to play basketball well.
I was training for I've been training basketball for like months now with like some of the LR guys because I knew when the summer came around we'd do it. But now it's pickleball. I don't even know if I care anymore. I just rather play that. Like I walked away from pickleball feeling so good. Not like because I like played good, but like I feel like I got a lot of like physical activity in, but my body didn't hurt at all. Whereas like
Yeah.
tennis, like I walk away and my shins are killing me and my knees hurt for whatever reason because it's just way more lateral movement. But pickleball, I felt just like rejuvenated, if anything. It's got a good sweat in, but wasn't tired by any means.
Yeah, it has a good mix. It has, and the courts are just small enough to where it doesn't, and the rules are set up just well enough to where like nobody can really take
You can't abuse
advantage of it.
anything. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing even me, I didn't feel like I could abuse anything. Like in tennis, like even playing against someone that's like knows what they're doing, like I feel like I could abuse my serve on them just because I hit it so much harder and I can place it down line or in a tee. Like pickleball, I don't feel like I could abuse the serve or abuse like a certain thing other than just IQ of like the game. But like that's with anything.
Yeah.
So like I like that about pickleball.
Yeah, we should definitely go back and play it again.
I wish
Yeah,
I was sick at. I wish I was. This is weird. Not really. I guess not. Yeah, we'll just say bowling. Bowling is
Sick
like
at bowling.
I
a
miss
weird
those
one where
days.
like I wish I could. I wish I could spin it so perfectly, just because it's so satisfying to watch. But I don't
Yeah,
want to be one of those guys who takes it so serious that
has a
like
bowling bag.
yeah. So like I'd
Yeah,
want to be just good enough to where I could walk into any bowling alley, pick up a ball and not care and be good enough.
I just shoot
But
200
at
yeah.
the
plus
same
every
time,
time.
yeah, but I also would not be one to like I just wouldn't want to have to put in the time to get there either though.
Like
Have
a
you
dude that
seen
chalks his
bowling
hand up and
highlights?
shit.
Have you
Yeah, it
seen
feels
bowling
Yeah,
highlights? They're
they're
yeah.
fucking
crazy.
insane. Have you seen the guy, the one guy? He's like, "Who are you? I am." After like
Yeah,
he wins the
Yeah.
everyone knows
bowling state
him.
championship, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. The thing with like bird calling is like I just want to be like a super like freak at like one random like thing. It doesn't have to be like a skill, like just something like factual like that. Just like, oh yeah, that's the. I don't know. Maybe that's just autism, but like I don't know. It can't be like too weird like trains, but I feel like anything else would be really cool.
I mean, mine's it's not really like a super niche, but mine's just like knowing all the players on sports teams, like
That's kind of
trivia
cool.
wise.
Mhm.
That's like mine.
Mhm.
Maybe I have the tism.
Yeah. I think it's hard to pick like a really, really niche one. I would
Yeah,
also want to try this is something I want to try at least. It would be sick if I'm always good at it. But rock climbing. Rock climbing is like have you ever I don't know if you guys have ever seen anybody do videos on rock climbing. It's
A
the most
bunch.
satisfying
I've
thing.
seen it on TikTok.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it's like
Watching
pretty
people
easy
like
to get into. Not easy to be good at, but there's like a lot of beginner gyms you can join, like everywhere. I'm pretty
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah. And there's like
And
places in Charlotte that
there's
you
a
can
ton
pay,
of
but it's
rocks around.
expensive.
Is it?
It's expensive, yeah. So
oh,
like
is it? That's not what I want
Cam
to
was
hear.
telling me about like because there's like this rock climbing facility. Like it would be like think about like Sky High, like the trampoline park, but instead of it being that, it's like just a bunch of rock climbing stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, it was expensive, like to go and do for like an hour. Like you get like a certain amount of time that you get to do it for, I guess. And he was telling me it was expensive. And like if you're a beginner, I mean, you're not just gonna go free climb a fucking cliff, you know? Like you're gonna want to practice. So I think that's one of those like very niche, but they like price gouge the shit out of you because they know like it's the only way.
Damn.
That's
Yep.
so sad. I didn't want to
Yeah,
hear that. I also think it's sick because like
Not
the
getting
ability to
stopped.
have really strong like
Yeah,
grip
rocks at
strength
home.
yeah.
is like really for some reason it's
But you don't have
super
to go to
like
a gym.
satisfying or interest. No, yeah, but like
We have rocks at
if you
home.
can we do have rocks at
Play
home.
tennis, your grip
We do have
strength will
rocks at
go
home.
up.
It's just interesting to see how people can I don't know, like their like body
There's a lot of
strength
tech.
is so much crazier. Like the fact that like there's this guy, I think he's Norwegian or
Magnus?
something. His name's like yeah, Magnus. And there's a video of him working out with Larry Wheels and
Eddie
Gigi
or Ed?
Mufu
Oh, never
or
mind.
something
Never
like
mind.
that. And they were doing like they were doing like pull downs. And the lat pull downs, he was doing the same amount of weight as like Larry Wheels. And Larry Wheels weighs like I don't know, maybe 70
Double
more
him.
pounds than him. 80
Yeah.
more pounds than him, and he was doing the same amount of weight for like reps. It's so crazy. But like that's because he has like abnormal and it's all functional strength. Like it's insane. So I guess there's a lot of benefits that you get along. And like I bet it's super satisfying to get something like that, like finish an entire like course. That takes a while.
For sure.
Well, people work on
Or,
like
certain
different
paths.
levels. So there's like levels in tech you have to do for each level, and they work on like one level for like ever to go to the next level.
Yeah, it sounds insane. That's the one thing I thought about those. It's another cost hobby, and then you have to drive somewhere, and you have to buy like if you do want to be a part of it, you got to pay for membership because it's like
That's the
they're
best
gonna
part about
pay
gaming,
individually each
man.
time.
That's the best
Sucks.
part about gaming. There's so much you can do with gaming, hobby-wise, where most of it,
Yeah,
like it's
I
literally like there's
agree.
so many free games you can spend so much time on. And it's so good.
I agree
Like obviously you have to get a
100%.
setup to start,
But the
or a
downside to it
console.
is it's not a physical activity.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
me, if I'm gonna
Oh,
pick
I'm just
out like one
saying
of those
for like a
niche
hobby.
hobbies, I would want it to be like something outdoorsy. And for me, I think I'd pick like whitewater rafting, but it's just like the rock climbing, bunch of
Mm,
expenses, and like you
Yep.
can't just do that anywhere. You got to drive a ways to go to like the Whitewater Center, which then that costs money, or you got to get a membership, or you go to the Nanahala Gorge or whatever. So, but I think that'd be mine.
for
It's so
physical
fun.
activities, I think mine would probably be like I don't really know if it's a hobby more of as an adventure. Just I guess just camping out in like every national park. That'd be a sick thing to just do like all the time. Like I don't
Like,
know.
that's like a bucket list
Yeah, it's more like a bucket
for sure.
list. Yeah, or just camping in general, being like sick at
Yeah,
camping. It's kind of
I
like
guess
goes
like
hand in hand with hiking.
another hobby I'd love,
should have
like if I
joined
could
the Boy
just,
Scouts.
you should have
Yeah,
joined the Boy Scouts.
different time of
Another
year.
hobby I would love to be like good at if I could just snap my fingers is just like I guess like guitar, like music.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If I could just snap my fingers and be like ultimate level, just like I would obviously love guitar, but
that you make a
that's
career
not
out of it.
niche at that point. That's like
hmm
massive broad
massive.
scale.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
do you guys think you have the most knowledge in besides your respective careers? So like it can't be like electrician, mine can't be like medical, and Sam's can't be like sports related. What do you think you have like the most knowledge in that's like not related to your career in any way? Like any single thing. Like you could do an entire paper on like a random.
Mine would be probably like historical shit or like economic shit, like
Mm,
finance,
mm.
probably.
Dude, I think mine would look be Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, I thought you were okay.
Like
If it's that,
He
I
means
think.
like
super
anything.
specific. Anything.
Oh, okay.
What do you think is the
Siege is
most time
definitely
you've
up
ever
there
put
for me.
into?
Siege is really up there for me too. And
I bet
probably
yours one of yours has to be like Minecraft. Minecraft's
or
up there too.
Minecraft, yeah, just like
What do you think
random
Yeah,
about
that
bullshit
would be
Minecraft?
mods.
good. It sucks because truly, it really is like probably like talking about the NFL, but it's either Siege or like just Star Wars, like the Star Wars universe. I could talk
Oh.
about that for ages.
Oh, Naruto would be
Um,
good too. We should do a PowerPoint night. We should do a PowerPoint night one night when everyone's back this summer. That could actually be fun. I see people do that
yeah,
on
that could
TikTok a
be. That
lot.
could be. Hey, it doesn't cost money either.
It doesn't cost money. Everyone makes
Nope.
a PowerPoint about something, and then we all make it. Oh, that'd be fun.
Everyone laughs. Maybe have a little bit of beer
Oh,
while we're
never
there.
mind, never mind. Mine would definitely be wombats. When I was a kid, I was super obsessed with wombats. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
pro
I don't.
wombat.
I know Sam played with me on Place It. Yeah, and Gaten too. My yeah, pro
Yeah, I
wombat,
know it.
pro wombat 12. Yeah, for a long time, bro. My name on Instagram used to be Jackson the Wombat. Yeah, it's definitely wombats. It's like my one niche, like hyper thing I had when I was a kid that I knew like every fact about them.
Yeah.
Gaten,
That's the weirdest
do you have
ever.
anything? It's not weird. They're cool as fuck.
Um, I guess mine would either be like probably music
Mm-hmm.
or which I don't, but I just don't know if I'd be good at explaining music, but
Mm-hmm.
probably like music or trying to think of a specific game that I can I've put a lot of time into.
Hmm.
The
I don't
inner
know
workings of
aside
FIFA.
from
The inner
the inner
workings of
workings of
FIFA.
FIFA. Yeah, imagine.
Mm,
But the problem is I'm not even that good at FIFA. I think it'd probably be music. I think
yeah.
music would probably be the most.
What's
The thing I
so
can
like
explain the most.
insane to
Or
me?
anime, just anime in
Oh, just anime
general.
in general.
Like if I yeah, just the different ones that I've watched. Like you
Mm-hmm.
give me, I could write pages just because I love certain ones.
You ever see like those videos people like putting in like 1,000 days into a game, and it's like a 4 hour video like essay about a game?
Yeah.
Those things are always insane because I would never do something like that. Or like, do you know what I'm saying? Like
It's
I know they're
crazy how
making.
committed they get to
I
it though.
because like have you watched
For
one of
like
those videos,
one
Gaten?
video.
It'll be like a city builder game, and it'll be like I spent 1,000 days in I don't know, like medieval times too. And then it'll be like there, and it'll be like 4 hours of like a video, but it's chopped down, so they spent like actually like 300 hours, all just to like make this video. It's actually insane, and they're like so committed. Like I just don't think I could ever like do a video essay on anything like that. I know I
You
don't make
think that
content.
they actually do like 1,000 hours or 1,000 days or whatever, or do you think it's just really good editing?
I think it's 1,000 days because I watched one video and it's called Kingdoms and Civilizations, and I went and downloaded the game, and I played it for 5 hours, and the point where I was at in the video, 3 hour
Yeah,
video, it was like I spent 1,000 days in this game, was like 15 minutes in the
yeah.
video. Like the
Well,
point I
because a
got into the game.
thousand days, bro, 1,000 days is like 3 years. So you mean to tell me that this YouTuber makes a living
Well, no,
after
it's a
us?
thousand like in-game days usually. That's what
Oh,
they
oh,
mean.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
which is still
Yeah,
like
like the
hours and
like I
hours and
survived
hours.
like 200 days in
Yeah,
this Minecraft mod.
yeah. I
Okay,
always
yeah, yeah,
watch those videos, but I never finish
yeah.
them.
I don't either. They look so good
And
thumbnail
they have
wise
like
and like
millions
the
of views every
intros.
time.
Yeah, but they get boring after like day 50. It's like repetitive as fuck.
I'll skip to the
Because
end just to see like the end product usually too. If it's like
yeah,
cheating.
yeah, because I went on a binge where I would like click on them, watch like the first 10 minutes, and then I'd be like, all right, he's day 50 and he's like collecting carrots. Because like I'd watched the Minecraft once.
hmm
It was like 100 days in Minecraft Jurassic Park or
Dude,
some
did you
shit
see
like
the
that.
guy that did 100 days, like, or like it was like a week in Minecraft, actually VR? Like he kept the VR
Yeah,
headset on,
yeah,
and
I
he
saw
and
that.
he woke up in Minecraft every single day. Like he actually went to sleep in real
Yeah,
life with the headset on, and he woke up in Minecraft.
yeah, that shit's wild.
What do you think about that, Gaiden? What do you
That's
think about
insane.
what do you think about that person?
I think that's the same thing that I've watched as people playing like 100 days in like Minecraft. That's
Dude,
the only
those
game I've seen.
videos pop off every single time. Like,
Hmm.
I've never
I
seen
think
one of
it's
those
something to do
videos
with the
get less than a
algorithm,
mil. Yeah, it has to be the algorithm. People love that
like
shit.
the title
hmm
for
I
sure.
spent 100 days in HadsChat. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just
Oh, that should be
hours and
our. That
hours
should
of
be
listening to
our.
us talk.
That should be our 100 days title. 100 days in
100 days,
HadsChat. Yeah.
you get millions of views. Yeah, I think those videos are great. Also, sleeping and going to bed
And waking up
and
in the VR.
keeping your VR on and then
hmm
waking up in the VR is actually like a fever dream. That's crazy.
That's like
That's so
psycho,
insane.
bro. How do you close your eyes, Led, and like fall asleep? Because the light from the
That's what I
VR is
was
like
gonna say.
shining onto your eyelids, like you're seeing it still.
There's a guy that does that. There's a guy that like has been attempting to live in VR for like the last like 2 years.
Yeah, like in the
I don't.
metaverse.
I get in the metaverse. I don't know if he's still
Yeah,
going because I don't know if anyone actually does anything in the metaverse. Like I've never had a VR headset, so I've never gotten into it.
yeah, same.
But I don't know if there's an actual community of people that go to like the Meta Internet Cafe, like at Facebook HQ, and
Yeah, no,
like
that shit was
actually.
all a
That's all.
scam,
That was
bro.
all like
Especially
crypto
like
shit, right? Like that was all
yeah, like
pump and
especially
dump
like the
shit.
you can buy up like your legal in real life address in the land area for it, but in VR, like, and you can buy a
Web two,
multi-million
Web
dollar
two
mansion, but in VR. Like you could live in Hollywood Hills in
in
VR, but you
VR,
have to buy it. You have to buy it, and it doesn't just cost like $20. It costs like real money.
and it's like
But not
worse than
not a
Ready
house,
Player
but
One.
yeah.
It's like not even that level. That movie's so shit.
Well, and that's why it like died because like the whole metaverse thing was like you could shop in the metaverse, like get milk and cereal and fruit and whatever, and then you can go get your hair cut and you can chat with other people in the
It's
metaverse
almost
and
like you can go out and do
go back
that.
home. And it's like that would be cool if it was hyper realistic, right? Like if it felt like a GTA type vibe, minus the killing. But it wasn't. It was like cartoon looky. It looked like Rec Room. It looked like Rec Room. Remember that game, Hoss?
I love Rec
Like
Room, bro.
like that's what the metaverse
That's
looked
what it
like.
does look
Like
like. Yeah.
but slightly better, of course, but not enough to like warrant like, oh, I could see myself getting into this and like, I guess in a sense, role playing because that's
Listen,
what it is.
I'm not one for using humans as like experiments, but I think we should get some of like the most fucked up prisoners in the world and make them like live in the metaverse for like half of their sentence or something like that, and just see like what they do in there and shit. Like like they just have like always the VR goggles on, but they're actually just in their cells. But they're like just see what they get up to. Make them play that
I
and
think
like
that's,
just see what happens to
uh,
them.
I think that's a good idea.
Like
But
10
we'd have to,
years, you take off the glasses.
the technology would have to advance to a point where we could like basically just hook them up to like an IV and like a feeding tube,
Oh yeah,
and
let
then
people
like
live in
so
there.
basically you'd take like Elon Musk's new thing. What's it
Neuralink.
called? Yeah, you take Neuralink, put that into a prisoner, hook them up to the VR, hook them up to a feeding tube and all that, sedate them to where they can't move, I guess, and then just put the
See what
VR
it does
headset
to
on their
them after like
head.
10 years.
Yeah, and then hook their brain up to like a bunch of shit and do tests while they just live out their life in the metaverse. That'd be a real study too. You
That
just have
would.
to get some
That'd
like
be a fire study. I
pedos
can't
and
lie.
murderers and shit like that.
Hmm.
But it'd be interesting to see like what
You
conclusion they
could
came
do
to.
you could do so much with it. Like you could like make some of them like acclimated to like a really good VR verse like world and
Yeah,
see like how they act. Like someone like you put them into like I don't know like they're like playing with like daisies and running in flower fields and they like have a bunch of money and stuff. And then the other
yeah,
person you like give them a chance to like relive their bad like what they did and see if they would do it again after knowing they went to prison. Oh, dude,
yeah,
there's
and
so much you could do.
It
There's so
works
much you could
good
do.
on prisoners too, because like most of them are there for
This is
wrongdoing,
so
right?
much.
So like you hook them up and you do that first one where like they have money and everything,
Like
and
they're
you like
good.
you look at the psychological effects of what it does to the human brain after you remove them from that hyper realistic like tale world, right? And see if they get withdrawals and shit,
Bro.
or vice versa,
Yeah.
to like making someone relive the crime they did, but from like a bird's eye view or something like that,
Hmm. That's
or from
crazy.
their own head, but like they know what's coming, so
It's
they
like
like
it's
can
like an
kind of
infinite Tsukiyomi,
die.
Aiden.
Yeah, in essence.
Dude,
So
it's insane.
yeah, it'd be interesting. I think the only thing is though, if you were gonna do a real clinical test,
Hmm.
you couldn't just do it on prisoners. You have to do it on like mentally stable human beings as well. Because if you do it
Yeah,
on
of
a
course,
murderer,
of course.
odds are they're probably sick in the head to some degree. So you're not going to get good human like
Well, I was just saying if the CIA was doing this test,
data.
they would either do prisoners or the homeless people. You know what I'm saying? So it would be one of the
Oh
two.
yeah, for the most part. But I'm thinking this as a test for the greater good, like a
Hmm.
genuine like volunteer, and it doesn't even have to be for like years. You just hook them up for like a month,
Hmm. See
see
what it
what it
does to
does.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many different like depictions of the future. Do you guys think we'll be in a future where like because a lot of like for example, I've been watching Cyberpunk on Netflix, the little
Ooh, we
anime.
finally started.
So,
Great show, great show.
um, do you guys think it'll be more like for those who don't watch it, it's kind of more like the Neuralink path where like everybody's
Hmm.
still doing their day-to-day life except they have a Neuralink kind of thing? Or do you
Yeah.
think we'll go more into the atmosphere of like you have the Neuralink and such, but you're more like an at-home body and everything's online, like we said, like a metaverse? Do you think which one do you think we'd be?
Okay, so I don't.
Because the second one sounds like it
Mhm.
sucks way more than the first one. Like I
Okay.
would
Yeah,
hate if like
I don't
everybody
think it'll
just
be the
stayed at
second.
home and it just became like the Matrix, where it's like
Hmm.
everybody just goes online instead of going out.
I don't think it'd be the second.
I don't
I
think
think
it'll be
it's the
second either.
former.
But I do think that our future, like looking like into like the sci-fi shows, right? Like that kind of future, like that's what we're thinking of, right? Like hundreds of years from now.
Hmm.
I think everything is barring on if there's another like world war that presumably doesn't end the world. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if it just goes into like more like insane wars, I think that is just going to like whatever happens, or if another world war doesn't happen for like until that time period, then it'll be different. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Do
just
you
what
think do you think we'll just restart again by the time that happens? Do you think like
we'll never
there's a
restart.
possibility that like everything will just kind of like get wiped out
You're
and
saying
then
like
we'll have
it
to like restart like pretty
So
much
you're saying
everything?
go back to like
like
caveman days and then like rock and stone and then
or it
like
would be like
iron.
The Last of Us
Yeah, I
kind of
guess
thing.
like apocalypse, like kind of like apocalyptic vibes. But then once obviously you get out of that, you have to kind of restart. So then everything has to like slowly go back. And or do you think we'll actually
Yeah,
make it to
man.
the a time frame where we'll have like futuristic stuff
I
like
think we'll make it to the
flying
futuristic
cars and
stuff.
such will make it, and
The
like the Neuralink
way
will actually happen.
this is my take on it. The way we make it to the flying cars and shit is another world war or a major conflict, because with
It's
conflict
gonna push us.
inspires
Yeah.
like innovation.
Yeah.
So Like, I mean, for example, like the Cold War, like most of our space program only existed because of the Cold War. And as soon as that ended, we abandoned it. But think about if the Cold War had lasted 10, 20 years longer. Like, hell, we would have made multiple missions to the moon. Maybe we'd even have a lunar colony. Hell,
Moon
maybe
base.
we would even by now have people on Mars
Right.
and other
Presumably,
places.
yeah,
But
maybe.
with the Cold War ending, that fight for like outer space and beyond ended. So like if you want to see flying cars and stuff, it would take another major conflict in my opinion. Most of our innovation comes from the military
Yeah.
because everything that we create is like first created for the means of killing millions, right? And then they
Insane.
use that technology and say, "Wait, this has a good use for this or that."
I mean, yeah,
And
it
so
literally
on.
goes to
So,
everything. Like, how can we feed our soldiers better? How can we help our soldiers get better so they can kill other
yeah.
soldiers better? You know what I'm saying? So that's where you get
Hmm.
like all of the food, like all the food
And,
technology,
and
all
the
the healthcare
technology, like
technology,
thermal
and the technology.
goggles and flashlights and blah 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 blah
Drones,
blah.
drones, drones, drones.
Yeah.
Well, Gaten, do you
Our
think?
planes have gotten better because of it,
No,
even.
probably not. I was gonna ask if any of y'all thought there was a possibility of like a past civilization that that happened to, like on Earth, but I think it's impossible. Like getting wiped out, and then where it's like the second start of it. You know what I'm saying? Like 100,000 years ago, civilization was like to the point we are now, but they dropped the nukes, and then like there was only a couple colonies that survived, and then they had to restart from like rock and iron and wood and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's very. Yeah. I think it's super unlikely just for the fact that like if we ever did
We would
have
find
like
so
if
much
everybody
stuff.
just tried
Yeah.
to eradicate one another, I feel like we'd all just die from like it'd be more apocalyptic like
Fallout.
yeah, Fallout's a great example. Yeah, like where everything's like radiated and there's
Yeah, you're
it's like
right. You're right.
so hard to come back that like you have to be scavenging and then everybody would just be turned against one another. It'd be even bigger. It'd be harder to like actually come together and then by then we'd ruin the earth pretty much.
Mhm.
That's if
Yeah.
everybody just started dropping bombs. So yeah, I think we'd be like past that.
I think there were like greater civilizations before, but I don't think it's to the extent that like some people try to speculate. Because say like we had gotten to a point where like atomic bombs and nuclear weapons existed like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago,
Mhm.
like there would still be remnants of the
Mhm.
radiation. Like Chernobyl's a great example of that. Like still to this day, there's deadly levels of radiation in certain parts of Chernobyl that
That will
still
like
have
never
yet to
go
go.
away.
And obviously that was only in the 80s when that occurred, right? But like carbon dating and other things like that, the science proves that there would still be remnants of it. And as far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen any articles or anything that would lead me to believe there's portions of the Earth that have that, right?
Mhm.
So I think we're as advanced as we've ever been. The only speculative thing you could do, I guess, would be saying like aliens or some like smarter being came down to Earth to help build the pyramids and other things, right?
Mhm.
But then you're going down a rabbit hole with that. So
Insane rabbit hole. Do you guys? Okay,
yeah.
I'd say we're all pretty. I mean, I would say we're all pretty religious that are here currently, varying levels of religious and what you believe in. What are your
Yep.
guys' takes on the dinosaurs? Because that's like a big rose in the like a big thorn in the side of a lot of like discussion around like religion, considering different religions, like dated religions, like Christianity, for example.
Like, what do you mean by take? Like, do I think that dinosaurs
Like this
existed?
dinosaurs is a big thing, like if you believe in like creationism, which is like God created the world a long time ago and dinosaurs just like don't fit in the timeline based on like scientific
Oh.
evidence of
No,
like
yeah,
spawn
dinosaurs
spread and
100%
stuff.
existed, in my opinion. 100%. The Big Bang is exactly how they cease to exist, in my opinion, as well.
Or you mean like the meteor that happened is how they cease to
Yeah,
exist? Yeah, okay.
dinosaurs, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I have no reason to believe the fossils are just downright fake. There's also
Mhm.
like portions of this Earth that show massive craters that couldn't have. The only explanation behind them is a meteor hit.
Mhm.
Coincides with the fact that where did all these massive fossils with these man-eating creatures come from?
Mhm.
I don't think that. I don't, and I say that while also saying I don't think that debunks anything to do with like Jesus Christ
Oh,
and
I'm
God
no,
and
I know, I
Christianity.
know. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying it's a big discussion I've seen online. A bunch of
Oh
people
yeah,
discussing
I
it
don't
again
buy.
recently.
Well, I haven't been like really aware of that discussion as much, I guess, but I don't
Well,
buy
it's
into
more
what
like
those people try to
debunking.
say.
I'm not saying it, but it's more of the discussion is trying to debunk creationism through like carbon dating and like dinosaurs and like or like
Yeah.
past
Oh,
people.
so
Do you know what I'm
people
saying?
saying that like using the
Okay.
Big Bang to say like Christianity is all a bunch of bullshit, basically.
Yeah, but more like
Yeah.
like dinosaurs and like the old like human structure bones you see and stuff, and like they like say
No,
that
this
like
is
they're from
evolution.
millions of years ago, and like the Bible says that it's like 12,000 years ago or whatever the world was made. You know what I'm
But
saying?
also the Bible doesn't actually say
Actually say
like,
that. Yeah.
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 But I think
That's
I think
people
it
reading
one
into
it
shit.
yeah it doesn't act like it doesn't debunk anything about the Bible one,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
in any way. And then two, I don't know if you ever read the Book of Enoch. Have you guys do you guys know what that is?
I read the entire Bible a long time ago, but it's not like
Well,
I
the Book
like
of Enoch is
took
not
every
in the
page
Bible.
in. I've never so no. I've never
Yeah,
read it.
well, apparently that also talks about the dinosaurs slightly.
Mm.
I don't know
Mm.
exactly like
What
who
is
the
the Book
Book
of
of
Enoch?
Enoch. It's kind of hard to describe. There's like a bunch of different. There's a bunch of different books
Is it one of those
that
books that was debated to be in the Bible or not back when like the first
yeah,
church made the
I
Bible?
believe so.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and I don't know exactly like how it was or wasn't why or was like it wasn't put in the Bible or anything like that.
Mhm.
I think they basically chose things that were the closest timeline to Jesus Christ, the most reliable. But I could be wrong. I don't know exactly how they decided what. But anyways, Book of Enoch apparently talks about that. Like it touches base on like dinosaurs and such. But I also don't. Yeah, I don't think that like it's a good ground for like trying to defeat the Bible. But also at the same time, like the only thing that defeats Christianity is if Jesus Christ did or didn't rise.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Like
Yeah.
after that, and then also like the
Mhm.
Big Bang, I think that also just helps Christianity, if anything. I don't think that's a good
Yeah, I think they go hand
like
in hand as well.
atheistic view, just because like to say that like the Big Bang happened, you pretty much have to say like something did it. And
Mhm.
pretty much like every atheist seems to just say like it was just caused. And so it was like, okay, well what caused it? And they're just like it just happened. And which like
Mhm.
doesn't happen. Like in life doesn't happen in general. Like we've never seen like two things just randomly come together and then like something just create itself out of nothing. Like it's just never
Mhm.
happened. So the only logical thing is just the Big Bang theory is God. Right? Like God.
Well, I don't know if I believe that though. I think the Big Bang was simply a meteor that crashed into like what we know
Wait, wait, wait,
as
wait,
Earth.
whoa,
I
whoa,
don't
whoa,
think
whoa.
that was
No,
God
no,
that
no,
like
Sam, you're
did that.
thinking of the wrong thing. You're not on the same page. The Big Bang is like the creation is like what that like there the Big
Oh, you're
Bang
talking about the creation of
of
everything.
everything of the
Yeah, yeah.
universe.
Okay, okay.
That's the Big Bang.
Sorry.
You're talking
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
meteor. That's what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Which I
yeah.
got confused. Yeah. Uh, continue then. Sorry.
No, yeah. I mean, I just yeah, I think like that's a for most people, it if anything just kind of like goes to
Goes
like
together.
proving yeah, it just
Oh yeah,
goes to
for
proving
sure.
that a God is real, whether or not it's a Christian God, it is like that God exists. And then like of course the Christian God is like you just look at the evidence of like pretty much Jesus is now determined to be a real person. For those listening, like everybody, whether or not they're atheist or they believe in
Oh,
some type of
other
religion,
religions, all do. Yeah.
Jesus was a real person. They've pretty
Yeah,
much
there's a man named
come
Jesus
across that.
that fucking roamed this earth. There's proof of that.
Yeah, that the only thing is like the evidence of like the
All the
resurrection.
miracles
Which
and stuff.
then, if you look
Yeah.
at the evidence of the resurrection, it's also pretty like it's
There's just
pretty hard to
no
debunk.
like hard proof. It's the only
There's
downside.
yeah, there's no hard proof, but there's also like
There were no
no
cameras.
debunking. Yeah,
Yeah.
there aren't any cameras, but like 500 eyewitnesses all
Mhm.
testified, all the 12 apostles, like not all 12 of them, but pretty much like 8, I think, or like most of them all died, like martyred and were
Yeah.
killed for their faith in Jesus. And then yeah, there's just like so many things. And then like you look at how the Bible was written and we keep finding more. It's like there's so many things that are like really hard for people to debunk. That's on the
Yeah.
Christian faith just in general.
I agree,
That's
but
why.
the reason I brought it up is because I have my own head canon, and I wanted to ask you guys what you think about it with dinosaurs. So this is like my own head canon. I don't know if it's based on anything. This is kind of just what I've had in my head forever. like since I was a kid. This is like what I believe, and I think it could like actually be a real conspiracy theory that might be true. Maybe not conspiracy. I think it's actually this is like what I believe in my head. So I obviously am Christian, but I also am not one of those like old school like super crazy ones that like doesn't believe in science or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a pretty like reasonable
Yeah, like
guy
you
in
believe
all
the
things.
Earth is millions of years old.
Yeah,
Shit
I
like
mean,
that.
yeah, I do, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think, or I don't know, I think dinosaurs, low key though, died when the great floods happened, like early in the Bible with like Noah and stuff. That's like the
Mm.
headcanon that I've created, and that is what I've believed forever. And I like nothing will ever prove me wrong, but I just wanted to tell you
Yeah, gonna
guys
have to
my headcanon, and I just wanted to tell someone.
gonna
But I
have to
thought it was
hard
dope the other
disagree
day.
with that though, because there's like legitimate proof of an asteroid hitting this Earth.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could happen also,
So
but
yeah, but
I don't.
at the time in which the bones are dated to have existed, like, and there's
Mhm.
like dinosaur feces that like hardened and was
And
preserved and all of
preserved for
that,
like
and
millions of
then they
years.
tested all of that, and like they can date it back to the exact time in which that asteroid hit the Earth,
Hmm.
and the scale of which that asteroid was would have like killed all
Destroyed
life.
the entire Earth.
Yeah, so like I've heard that take before, and it's a good one, and it would be cool. It
I think it's
for me
really cool.
personally, I don't believe it, but what I'm getting at is it'd be awesome if that was the case.
Hmm.
But I personally don't buy into that one.
Hmm. I love that theory. I think it's such a cool theory that just like they
What if
couldn't fit on the ark because they're
Especially because you
dinosaurs.
had multiple periods of like the dinosaur era, like the Jurassic,
Oh yeah,
the
the prehistoric. I
what's it
don't even
called?
know the other one.
Triassic or something and all that. But anyway, what I'm getting at, I don't even know them, so like somewhat I'm talking out of my ass. But like
Dinosaurs.
I what I do know is the very beginning, most of them were amphibious,
Hmm.
and then it slowly progressed
To
up
like
to like
land.
land and other things, and then that's kind of how we come to evolve in other species, not necessarily the dinosaurs, but kind of a similar thing. And there's like I can't remember what it is, but there's a certain land animal that's like a very, very close ancestor to like the blue whale, which is just and it's a tiny mammal. But um what I was gonna say is um some of those dinosaurs in the early eras never evolved to be on land, right? So if the flood is what killed all of them, then we would still have some, right? And you can
We have
make an argument that,
crocodiles.
oh, yeah, and I was going to
Yeah,
mention that.
that's the yeah,
You can
nah,
make,
that's the thing.
trust me, I have it all covered here. You can make the argument that, oh,
That's
we have
funny. That's so
crocodiles,
weird.
alligators. And yes, those are probably the oldest living like dinosaur that
Creatures.
exists.
Yeah.
They haven't evolved much from like all the historical data we have on the bones that we found.
Mhm.
But there's also bones and other things they found in the ocean of like freak of nature fucking things that would like literally make you never want to even look at the ocean because that thing is like 75 school buses wide and could swallow like 1,000 humans in one gulp, right? Where the fuck
Megalodon.
did they go? They didn't just
Megalodon.
devolve, you know? And if it was during the flood, then there should be some sort of remnants of that.
Mhm.
But where are they? Or are they that deep in the ocean that we haven't ever
I
discovered
mean,
them?
there also another like thing that I think points to it. Like I said, I don't want anyone else to believe this. This is just like my own personal headcanon conspiracy. Is that like when they find the dinosaur bones on like top of the mountains and stuff, like where they shouldn't be, like the flooding would also like make that make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause they found like multiple like dinosaur bones on top of like great mountains that like would never like, like the animal would never posted go up there.
No, I think that just proves that we have tectonic plates that shifted. Because you got to remember, Pangea was what existed then,
Pangea,
and and
rest in
when the
peace.
continents split apart, it turned like flatlands into mountains and mountains into flatlands. I think that's all that proves.
I like this argument back. It's a pretty good. I would have never thought about that.
I'm just saying
When
my end is more scientific approach, and I believe in God. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think
Oh, I'm
it's
not
that.
saying my take is reasonable at all. It's just what I believed when I was a kid, and I always
But
just thought that. I think it's a fun
in
conspiracy.
theory, if you could put a date, an exact
Hmm.
date of the flood, right,
Hmm.
and an exact date of when like the tectonic plates shifted and new like continents were formed and we no longer had a supercontinent, then like you can make an argument that yours and my
both be
arguments
correct.
work hand in hand. Yeah, and both could be correct.
I was also gonna say, when did I guess what's the earliest time they have or the latest time they have of dinosaurs? Like
I think
up to the last point they lived. Do they know?
I'm not sure. I can look it up right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that off the
Because
top of
When
that
my
also
head.
do
I guess that could
dinosaurs go
also
extinct?
make it like
Okay,
interesting.
they're saying at the end of the Cretaceous period. I slaughtered that. Cretaceous
Cretaceous.
period. Thank you, dinosaur. I love. It's 66 million years ago, and they lived on Earth for approximately 165 million years. Apparently, I
Yeah,
don't know
so
how, but the only ones that survived the mass extinction were the birds. That's what they're saying.
which makes sense because they were able to move quicker throughout like the parts of the world that were completely wiped out. Essentially, they were able to fly. You know what I mean?
So is the normal like consensus that the meteor hit when it was still
Yeah,
Pangea? That's why they all got
that's
wiped out in
this
like one foul swoop.
that's the socially accepted and scientifically accepted reasoning. And I
Mhm.
think there's, like I said, carbon dating. Like there's proof on it. So
Mhm.
like, with that being said, then the flood couldn't have been because 66 million years ago is way too far away
Way
to
too
have
far
ever
away.
been the flood.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people like also debate carbon dating. They say it's like not right.
Yeah, but those people are actually clinically insane. I'm just
I
put that
don't
on the
know. I've
record.
never looked into it. I know there's people that use different dating tools, like scientists that use different dating tools besides carbon dating. I
I
don't
mean, what
know
are the
too
other
much about it.
ones?
I don't know.
Wh-
Like there's like I can just look it up if you want me to. Let's see.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure carbon dating is the most accurate way to like get a date on something that there is. Like ice cores, that's carbon dating.
Mhm.
Like you can see when like volcanoes erupted based off of the ice and like how deep down it goes and so on.
Mhm. Oh my god. There's like actually 18 million other ways apparently. So I didn't find the answer. I looked it up. Dude, there's like 15. How reliable is carbon dating
I
core?
mean, dude, if you're gonna say carbon dating isn't reliable, then you're gonna say that all of chemistry is
All of
wrong,
chemistry is
essentially,
wrong.
because carbon has a half life of whatever, however long it is, right? So all you
Mhm.
have to do is look at that, and then instantly you could figure out how old something is. So then you're at a slippery slope there, because now you're saying chemistry's wrong, then you're saying like, oh, now physics is wrong, and then everything's just
And
wrong.
then everything's
So it's
going
like,
crazy. And even
yeah,
tenfold.
and then like math doesn't make sense, and 1 plus 1 doesn't equal that, and English isn't a language. Like, and I know that's a little like kind of crazy because obviously I don't think you're going that slippery slope, but like
Mhm.
to an extent, it's like that.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading this article. No, I'm actually not reading the article. Let's be honest here. I'm reading a Reddit thread, and people are going crazy on it. This one,
That's where he goes.
this one guy is saying, "Have we thought about God hiding the C14, which is what they use for carbon dating, in the bones just to mess with us?" That's so funny.
Maybe.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
think it's one of those things that we'll just never understand,
that we'll just never
unfortunately.
understand. Hmm.
Like it's one of those things that you can like try to grasp, but in the end, like unless we have like the best of the best unlimited data, like even if we had all the answers, I feel like we still wouldn't have the answers because it'd be like, okay, well, why? So then you just
Hey, that's why when we talked about CERN a few pods ago, that right there is how we're gonna get our answers to everything.
Hmm.
mm,
Like that will answer a lot of questions as to because they're literally like I was saying in the previous pod, they're simulating the Big Bang and how that came to be. So if they
right.
can figure out that and understand that, then you could start to unravel the like stories that have yet to be able to be answered. So I don't know. Maybe in our lifetime, I don't know. I don't think we'll be able to prove maybe the existence of God and other things, but we'll really be able to have a better understanding of the why and the how, at least like our physical Earth and the planets around us and universe and such came to be
Mm-hmm.
in a
And then,
physical
and then
form.
I feel like
Maybe not.
and then it's like it doesn't change that because like let's say like we can 100% prove like the exact chemistry or whatever you want to call it of how the two things came together and then Earth was made, right? Then it still comes down to if you believe that something did that
Well,
or
there's
like
already theories
naturally
as to how
occurred.
that happens, or there
No, but
may actually already be facts as to how that can occur, and
no,
maybe not
but
a fact
I'm
on the Earth,
saying
but
still like you still like gotta think. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still like the debate of if something like willed that to happen or not. Something
I don't
being
think there's
God or
ever.
anything else. You know what I'm saying?
well, yeah. But what I'm saying is understanding the science behind how that could occur can answer a lot of questions.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 100%. It just
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'll ever get to the point of like proving that God does or doesn't exist. I think
Unless we
there's like
get
a
like
level
time
of
travel.
yeah, like I just don't think we'll ever get to the point of like proving anything exists like that to that degree because there's so many things that you can't even prove like I guess technically like I can't even prove that you guys aren't like hallucinations if that makes any sense. Like I mean
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's like I can't prove like that my thoughts like that I'm actually I don't know. There's like so many things you can't
I mean, the cornerstone of
prove.
every religion is like a level of
Faith,
faith. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, well,
It's
no,
just
I mean,
life in general.
so I don't think
Like
I
you
don't think any of them are meant.
I don't
But
think we have time travel because you wouldn't somebody would be time traveling here, wouldn't they?
who's to say they're not?
You think time travel? I would think they'd be like visiting us. Well, yeah, I guess they could have been like the Pentagon. They're not gonna visit
No,
HadsChat,
because then
but
it would mess up the timeline, bro. Have you never watched any sci-fi movie
The whole
ever?
thing about time travel is if you find out about like time travel, then like all reality would like cease to exist or some shit
I
like
think they
that.
said you could go forward. Like they have like crazy theories that lead to being able to go forward in time, but not backwards in time.
yeah, because if you
Because
go backwards, you mess up everything. Like somebody would know, and
technically,
that
I
would
know
change
it's not
everything.
like actually time travel. It's like the lamest time traveling, but isn't it like when they were doing like the speed trials, like trying to go as fast as possible, like in the jets, like some of those guys like time traveled compared to our time on Earth, like 2 seconds faster than like us or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they like jumped ahead. Like I'm pretty sure it's like an actual thing that happened and that was just like a second.
Perhaps.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like I don't know.
Yeah.
And we already know there's like stuff that deals with time like everywhere. Like you go to another planet and it's like a black hole and their time travels differently than ours. So technically you could like jump a bunch of years in the future if you could figure out how to survive.
Well, black holes are still like the time of a black hole is still like in theory stage. Black holes is true, but like there's no like solidified fact behind it.
Mhm.
Because for all we know, we're living right on the interior of a supermassive black hole right now,
I've
but
seen
it's
that, yeah.
so big we haven't been pulled in yet, and so on and so on and so on. All I'm saying is CERN in general could answer one question, which could lead to another, which could lead to another, that then could in theory debunk the existence of God and any other deity that exists. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but
I
you
still
could
don't think you
slowly
could
because
ever
Because
do
if
that.
we could understand the science of how we came to be, we can begin to understand the science of black holes, and then supermassive black holes, supernovas, everything along that, white dwarfs, and then we could start to understand the inner workings of our universe, galaxy, solar system, and so on. And then with that type of technology, you can then begin to travel the cosmos, and then you might start to find answers to questions you never even thought of.
But I don't think it could
Won't happen in our lifetime.
disprove like the theory of God just in the sense that
Because
like
the question would always be like who put it
Well,
there?
you can't
no, but
like
what I'm
how can you
saying is
create nothing? How can you create something out of nothing is going to be like the
what I'm
overall
saying is what I'm saying is and then once again this is just speculation, but it could
Mhm.
disprove Christianity and God and others because maybe we keep doing so much digging and research and exploration that we end up finding something else that is like concrete evidence of some other being is what I'm saying,
Mhm. I see what you
or
mean.
controller or something,
no.
whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like, oh, we go and then we just find out some numbers or some material and then la la la, you know? It's more like we kept exploring and we came to find this. And this thing's been manipulating all of us or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. That thing would be God.
Yeah, or it'd be something. I mean, I don't know if it would be a worship thing or whatnot, but it could debunk whatever.
Well, I mean more so
yeah,
like not like I mean more so like God in the
that's
sense that
also a
like
possibility.
the creator of everything.
Well,
I
like,
really
dude,
like that
they're
one.
starting to figure out like dark matter, right? Because like no one understood that at all. But from the stuff I've looked into recently, it's like a month ago I was looking at it. They're starting to understand like how that works, and that could answer questions too. Let me actually look this up. See.
Do you guys have any interest in trying to live like as long as possible?
Oh, for sure.
Like you know how people are trying to
Like eat baby
they're
blood.
trying their absolute best. Yeah, like doing like anything they can to like I want to live to 120 or 130, 140, 100. They want to try to live like as long as possible. I don't have any interest in that either. Like I would not. Would you freeze if they gave you the option to freeze your body in case you came back? Would you ever do that?
No,
Like
I
they were like,
mean,
there's this ability that we might be able to bring you back to life if we do this.
I don't think so, but just because like of all the old people that I've like worked with and stuff, like you may say that you want to live like that long, you know what I'm saying? But it comes to a point where most of them are ready to go. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Just
agree. Yeah,
because like how decrepit your body goes. And I know that in that question, it's usually like you can stay at like peak health for like hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, but like no, definitely not. Definitely not, because you lose everyone. You lose everyone unless everyone
yeah.
around you is doing it. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
Yeah,
also, I
right.
wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to like. One, I wouldn't want to live as long as possible. Yeah, your body just gets to the point where it's like, all right, let's just go ahead and go.
I
And then
mean, yeah,
also, I would not want to. I would not want to freeze myself and think like, let's say even if I was 20 and I could come back out, I don't think I'd be like one you lose everybody, but then like, what if it really sucks? Like, what
yeah.
if
What
it
if you
was
walk
like
out and we're having to meet Zuckerberg robot in the metaverse for our daily task? You know what I'm saying? So like, it'd be
something
bad.
wild?
Or the hat
For
Yeah,
chat.
the
me,
metaverse.
the only reason I say I would want to is because I do think there will be a day where you can like travel throughout the universe quicker than you could ever imagine, and I would like to see all the different things that exist
You
that
think
you
that'll
could
happen in
never
our
even,
time frame?
not in our lives, that like in the lives that like are considered to be like average for a human, no. But within the existence of humans, yeah, I think it will occur.
Mm.
Mm.
And whenever that day comes, I would like to be around to be able to do it, me personally, because that's how you get questions answered.
I think on a final note for the podcast, all I know is that we don't know anything, and neither do you. And what
Mm.
better time should you spend your life than to be listening to HadsChat on multiple,
Multiple
multiple
streaming platforms.
platforms: YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify. The list goes on. And yeah, just wanted to leave that there. And the shout outs this week, I don't even know who shouted us out this week, so I'm just gonna say the usuals. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Cliff. Any other special listeners? Leave a comment, leave a like. We appreciate it. And Gaten and Sam, do you have anything to say?
We live in this society.
Yeah, we live in a society.
All right. Well, peace.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.